According to Harvard Health and the Mayo Clinic, wrist weakness and carpal tunnel syndrome are among the top reasons older adults lose hand function and independence. But here's what they don't tell you. Most of it is preventable. If simple tasks like opening jars, buttoning a shirt, or holding a pen feel harder lately, you're not alone. And it's not just aging. In most cases, it's muscle atrophy and nerve compression that can be reversed with just 1 minute a day. That's right, 1 minute. Today, you'll learn 4 simple wrist exercises that can rebuild your strength, reduce pain, and even help you avoid surgery. These are the same movements physical therapists use to restore mobility and grip. So don't wait for the symptoms to get worse. Start now, right from your chair. And hey, this is an educational video, so take a second to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Ready to take back control of your hands? Let's get started. Exercise number 1, wrist rotations. Let's start with something simple but incredibly powerful, wrist rotations. This might look basic, but don't let that fool you. Wrist rotations are one of the most effective ways to restore joint mobility, increase circulation, and warm up the small muscles and tendons that support your hands. And the best part? You can do them anywhere, sitting on the couch, at the kitchen table, or even lying in bed. Here's the thing, most people don't realize how much tension and stiffness builds up in the wrist over time. Every time you write, grip something, hold your phone, or scroll on a screen, you're using a very small range of motion. That limited movement starts to take a toll. The joints get stiff, the muscles weaken, and over time, the nerves running through the wrist, especially the median nerve, can get compressed. That's when the real trouble starts: numbness, tingling, and pain. But when you do slow, controlled wrist rotations every day, you bring those joints back to life. Let's walk through it step by step. Sit up tall in a chair, relax your shoulders. Now raise both hands in front of you, palms down, elbows bent at 90 degrees. Gently make a loose fist with each hand. You're not squeezing, just keeping your fingers relaxed and curved. Now start rotating your wrists in a slow, circular motion. Think about drawing circles in the air with your knuckles. Start clockwise. Make the movement slow and controlled. Don't rush. Aim for about 10 full rotations in this direction. As you rotate, focus on keeping the movement smooth. You might feel or even hear little cracks and pops. That's normal. It's your joints opening up. What's important is that you don't feel sharp pain. Mild discomfort or stiffness is okay, especially if it's your first time doing this in a while. But if anything feels painful, slow down or make the circles smaller. After 10 clockwise rotations, pause. Shake your hands out gently to release tension. Now go the other way, counterclockwise. Same idea, nice and slow. Let your wrists do the work. If you've been dealing with stiffness, this is where you'll start to feel the difference. This exercise increases synovial fluid, the natural lubrication inside your joints. It also wakes up the muscles in your forearms that stabilize the wrist, which is key if you want to prevent carpal tunnel symptoms from developing or getting worse. Now here's a little trick that makes this even more effective. While you rotate, focus on your breath. Inhale slowly through your nose as you rotate forward, and exhale through your mouth as you rotate back. This brings more oxygen to your muscles and helps calm the nervous system, especially important if you tend to hold tension in your hands. If you want to take it one step further, you can also try doing this exercise one wrist at a time, using your opposite hand to gently guide the movement. This gives you a bit more control and allows you to work through stiffness on one side without forcing anything. Wondering how often you should do this? Every single day. It only takes a minute or two, and the payoff is huge. You can do this as a warm-up before using your hands, typing, cooking, even gardening, or you can do it as a cool-down at the end of the day to relieve tension from repetitive movements. For many seniors, wrist rotations become a go-to habit. Why? Because the results speak for themselves. People report better grip strength, less stiffness in the morning, and even a reduction in that annoying tingling that runs down the hand after long periods of holding something, like a phone or steering wheel. And remember, consistency is everything. One round won't change your life, but a few minutes a day, over time, can completely reset the way your wrists feel and function. So go ahead, pause the video if you need to, and do those 10 rotations in each direction. Don't just watch me do it. You have to feel it. You're retraining your joints to move, breathe, and circulate the way they were meant to. And once you've finished, shake your hands out again. Feel that looseness? That's your body thanking you. You just gave your wrists a dose of mobility medicine, and we're only getting started. Ready for the next move? Let's stretch those muscles and open up the space in your carpal tunnel. Up next is the prayer stretch, and if you've been dealing with numbness or aching wrists, You're going to love this one. Exercise number 2, prayer stretch. This next one is a favorite among physical therapists, and once you try it, you'll understand why. It's called the prayer stretch, and it's one of the best ways to gently open up the wrist joint, relieve pressure in the carpal tunnel, and stretch the muscles and tendons that often get tight with age or repetitive use. If you've ever felt a dull ache in your wrists, numbness in your fingers, or that strange burning sensation in your palm after holding something for too long, this stretch could make a world of difference. It's especially helpful for people dealing with early symptoms of carpal tunnel syndrome, but honestly, anyone who uses their hands daily will benefit from it. And the best part? It's incredibly easy, safe, and can be done seated. No equipment needed. Let's go through it together. Start by sitting upright in a comfortable chair. Relax your shoulders and keep your spine straight. Now bring your palms together in front of your chest, just like you're praying. Your elbows should be touching or close together, and your fingers pointing straight up. Now here's the key part. Slowly lower your hands toward your waist while keeping your palms pressed together and your fingers pointed upward. As your hands move down, your elbows will start to separate, and that's perfectly fine. You should feel a deep, gentle stretch across the inside of your wrists, your forearms, and maybe even into your fingers. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds while breathing deeply. Inhale through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel that tension slowly melt away. That's your tight fascia and tendons beginning to release. Try to relax into the stretch. Don't force it. This should never feel painful. If it does, back off just a little until it's more comfortable. Now gently bring your hands back up and shake out your wrists. You've just completed one round. Let's talk about what this exercise actually does. The prayer stretch targets the flexor muscles in your forearm, the ones responsible for curling your fingers and gripping objects. These muscles tend to get short and tight, especially as we age or spend more time using our hands in fixed positions like typing, holding a phone, or reading. Tight flexors increase the pressure inside your carpal tunnel, which can irritate the median nerve and trigger pain, numbness, and weakness. By doing this stretch regularly, you're literally creating more space for your nerves and blood vessels to flow freely. You're reducing inflammation, improving flexibility, and giving your wrist the room it needs to move without friction or compression. And if you want to make the stretch even more effective, here's a little bonus variation. Start in the same position, palms together, fingers pointing up, and lower your hands again. But this time, once you are at your maximum stretch, gently press the heels of your palms together a bit more. You'll feel a deeper stretch through your inner wrists. Only do this if it feels good. Never push through sharp pain. Wondering how often to do it? Ideally, once or twice a day. First thing in the morning is a great time, especially if you wake up with stiff or numb hands. You can also do it before bed to release any tension built up during the day. And don't worry about doing it perfectly. The key is to be consistent and gentle. The benefits build up over time. Many seniors say this stretch has become part of their daily ritual, like brushing their teeth. It helps them stay connected to their body, maintain control over their hand strength, and avoid the slow creep of pain and stiffness that tends to sneak in after age 50. And let's be honest, when your hands feel better, everything feels better. You move more, you do more, and you stay independent longer. That's what this is really about. So go ahead, try that stretch again with me. Palms together, lower them down, hold it, breathe, and release. Feeling better already? Good, because we're just getting started. Up next, we're going to focus on building strength in your hands and forearms. This is where the real change begins. I'll show you a super simple exercise that not only boosts grip strength, but also helps stabilize your wrist from the inside out. It's called fist clench and spread, and it might just become your new favorite daily habit. Exercise number 3, fist clench and spread. Now that your wrists are warmed up and stretched, it's time to build some real strength, and we're going to do it with one of the simplest yet most powerful exercises out there. It's called fist clench and spread, and don't let the simplicity fool you. This movement targets the muscles that matter most when it comes to grip strength, wrist stability, and overall hand control. If you've ever felt like your hands are getting weaker, like you can't open jars as easily, or you find yourself dropping things more often, this exercise is for you. It strengthens both the flexor and extensor muscles in your forearms, improves coordination, and helps prevent the gradual loss of hand function that affects so many people over 50. Here's how to do it. Sit comfortably with your hands resting on your thighs or on a table. Keep your arms relaxed and your palms facing upward. Now slowly curl your fingers into a fist. Not a tight, angry squeeze, just a firm, controlled clench. Hold that position for about 3 to 5 seconds. Now release the fist and open your fingers as wide as you can. Really stretch them out. Spread the fingers apart like you're trying to reach for something far away. Hold that open stretch for another 3 to 5 seconds. That's one repetition. Repeat this movement 10 to 15 times. Clench, hold, spread, hold. Focus on making each movement slow and intentional. You're not rushing through this. You're training your nervous system to engage and strengthen the muscles that support your entire wrist and hand. Feeling a little burn in your forearms or the base of your hands? That's a good sign. It means you're waking up muscles that haven't been used properly in a while. Want to make it more challenging? Try using a soft foam ball, a rolled-up sock, or even a small towel. Place it in your palm and squeeze it during the clench phase. Then release and open your hand fully. This adds just enough resistance to activate deeper muscle fibers, giving you even more benefit in the same amount of time. And here's a tip. If one hand is noticeably weaker or stiffer than the other, start with that side. Give it a little extra attention. It's normal to have some asymmetry, especially if you've had an injury, arthritis, or simply used one hand more over the years. Let's talk about why this exercise works so well. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, especially in the smaller muscles of the hands and forearms. This makes us more prone to weakness, poor coordination, and even injuries like sprains or tendinitis. But the great news is, muscle responds to stimulus at any age. Even in your 70s, 80s, or 90s, you can rebuild lost strength, especially with movements like this that target the muscles directly. The fist clench and spread also improves circulation. That's key for healing, flexibility, and even reducing joint pain. When you open and close your hand repeatedly, you're pushing blood into the smallest capillaries of your fingers and wrists, which helps nourish your tissues and flush out waste products that can cause inflammation and stiffness. Another benefit? It improves your nervous system's connection to your muscles. This means better reaction time, faster reflexes, and a steadier grip when you need it most, like when you're climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or trying not to drop your favorite coffee mug. So how often should you do this? Ideally, once or twice a day. It's a perfect mid-morning or afternoon break. You don't need to stand up or stop what you're doing. In fact, many people do this while watching TV or listening to music. Just a few minutes of focused clenching and spreading can dramatically improve your hand strength over time. And here's the best part. The results come quickly. Many people notice less fatigue in their hands within a few days, better grip within a week or two, and a real difference in confidence when doing everyday tasks. Now imagine this. You're out shopping, carrying bags, turning knobs, opening containers, and it's all effortless. That's what this exercise is building toward. Freedom and strength in your hands without pain or frustration. So go ahead, try one more round right now. Make a fist, hold, spread those fingers wide, and hold again. Feel the muscles working. That's your body remembering how strong it can be. And we're not done yet. We've improved mobility, added flexibility, and now strengthened the surface muscles. But there's one more exercise that targets the deeper layers of wrist stability. It's especially helpful if you already have wrist pain or are recovering from strain. Coming up next is the table push, an isometric move that activates your support muscles without adding stress. It's gentle, safe, and incredibly effective. Let's do it together. Exercise number 4, table push. This last exercise is a hidden gem, simple, subtle, but incredibly effective. It's called the table push, and it's one of the best isometric exercises for building deep wrist stability without straining your joints. If you've been dealing with pain, inflammation, or even recovering from a wrist injury, this move is perfect for you. Unlike traditional exercises that involve movement, isometric exercises focus on holding a muscle contraction without changing the joint angle. That means you can strengthen your wrists without any bending, twisting, or risk of flare-ups. Let's break it down. First, find a flat, sturdy surface like a table, kitchen counter, or even the armrest of a chair. Sit or stand comfortably with your feet flat on the floor and your posture tall. Now place your hands flat on the surface in front of you, palms down, fingers relaxed and slightly spread. Here's the key movement. Press your palms gently but firmly down into the surface. You're not trying to move anything. You're just pushing into the table as if you were trying to leave an imprint of your hand. Hold that gentle push for 5 to 10 seconds. Focus on engaging the muscles in your forearms and around your wrist. You should feel tension, not pain, but real activation. Then relax and shake your hands out. That's 1 repetition. Do this 8 to 10 times, resting for a few seconds in between each one. Let's pause for a second to appreciate what's happening here. When you press into the table, your body recruits the stabilizing muscles around your wrist joint, especially the ones that support your bones and tendons during daily tasks. These are the muscles that protect you from injury when you reach, lift, or support weight. The table push strengthens those support systems, making your wrist more resilient, especially under pressure. And here's what makes it even more useful. Because there's no actual movement, you can safely do this even during flare-ups, inflammation, or recovery from overuse. It doesn't aggravate the joint, but it still activates the muscles and promotes healing. Want to take it up a notch? Try this variation. Instead of pressing your whole hand down, isolate the heel of your palm. Keep your fingers light and press just the base of the hand into the table. This targets a different layer of muscles and gives you a more focused contraction. You can also reverse it, flip your hand over, palm facing up, and place the back of your hand on the table. Now gently press the back of your hand into the surface. It's the same idea. Hold for a few seconds, release, repeat. This activates the extensor muscles on the top of your wrist, an area that's often neglected but crucial for balance and control. Let's talk about why this matters. As we get older, we naturally lose stability in our joints. That's part of what makes us more prone to falls, sprains, and injuries. And in the wrist, where the bones are small and closely packed, even a little weakness can cause big problems, like instability when pushing yourself up from a chair or catching yourself during a stumble. By doing exercises like the table push, you're training your wrist to resist pressure safely. It's like building an invisible shield around the joint, strong, stable, and ready to support you when it counts. So how often should you do it? Once a day is great. Twice is even better. You can do it in the morning to wake up your muscles, or in the evening to reset your wrists after a long day of movement. The best part is, no one even notices you're doing it. You can press into your desk at work, your kitchen counter while waiting for the kettle to boil, or even the steering wheel while parked in your car. And here's a fun tip. Pair this with a deep breath. Inhale as you press, hold your breath for just a moment at peak tension, and exhale as you release. It turns the movement into a mini relaxation exercise too. One more thing to keep in mind. This is not a competition. You don't need to press as hard as possible. In fact, less is more. A light, consistent effort done daily will do far more for your body than one hard push that leaves you sore. Let's recap. The table push is your go-to move for strengthening the wrist without strain. It activates deep support muscles, improves joint stability, and helps reduce the risk of pain, flare-ups, and injuries. It's quick, quiet, and incredibly effective, especially for seniors or anyone dealing with chronic wrist discomfort. So give it a try right now. Place your hands down, press gently, hold, breathe, and release. Feel that strength returning? That's your body waking up, and that's the power of just 1 minute a day. You've now completed all 4 exercises, and trust me, your wrists are already thanking you. But don't go just yet. Let's wrap this up with a quick recap and a few important tips to make these results last. And there you have it. 4 simple exercises that can rebuild your wrist strength, reduce pain, and help you avoid surgery. Just 1 minute a day can make all the difference. So stay consistent, stay kind to your joints, and keep moving. If this helped you, give it a like and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips like this. See you in the next one.